Father's Day to you.
Hey, it worked.
Good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Holy shit! Look, I was there by myself for a while. I was like, what do I do? So I set up a tablet here, so it feels. You're back. Looks like that Eminem interview video.
Oh, it does. You're right.
Yeah, you got the
In
Eminem
front of his
background going.
wall.
So mine
I'm
just has
digging it.
a neon that was acquired questionably from a Jack in the Box restaurant in Los Angeles. My old boss, her
Say again.
son was like, so my old boss, her son was like a chronic meth head, but they were like really rich. And he would steal shit. And so I went over her house once and she's like, Brian, I don't know what to do with this neon. Him and his buddies were all methed out and they stole this from the lobby of Jack in the Box, which is like a McDonald's out west. So it says drive through open 24 hours. So I'm like, I'll 100% take that.
Absolutely.
So it's a 24-hour.
Absolutely. That's fantastic.
So how's everybody doing in the chat? This is our first episode of tape talk. We're open to other ideas
Yeah,
for names of show.
sure.
I like to play on coffee talk. You guys remember the old SNL?
Oh,
Welcome to
yeah.
Coffee Talk.
Coffee talk.
Call 555-4444.
Of the Clint.
Yeah, I told
Yeah.
we got 30 people that bookmarked it. I mean, we have 16 in here. That's pretty good, but I'm amazed we got 30 people that were even like jumping in. All right, Flame,
Yeah.
start us out. What's your cassette question? We're here to. We don't know what we're doing. Let's start a giveaway. That's what people do.
All right. Let's start a
I'll
giveaway.
start one. Hang on.
I got 5 of them here.
All right, you
All
ready?
sealed tapes.
All right, I'm running the first
Yeah.
giveaway. It's going now. Got 5 minutes on it. Look at that. He's giving you a sealed copy of Death Becomes Her soundtrack. That is the score. Is that by the same guy that did Back to the Future, right?
Alan Silvestri.
Yeah, Alan Silvestri.
Yeah. Yep. This is a sealed copy, and these are going for 20 plus right now.
What's up, Nestor? All right, guys, getting the giveaway. We're just giving stuff away. We're getting people. We're talking cassette tapes, doing giveaways. Sunset has a actual retail. You can tell from his awesome background. If you guys don't know, who here doesn't know Sunset? I think everybody here probably knows who both of us are in some capacity.
I would assume everybody does, except
So
maybe the person who's asking for the Broadway CDs right now.
So I do sometimes get Broadway CDs, but it really comes down to like when we buy inventory, because this is more of like kind of like us talking about media and tapes, and I'm happy to kind of discuss but like acquiring Broadway CDs, it's kind of just happen chance. It's part of a collection when we do get them, but yeah, it's not that often, and it's usually something odd. Like I got Urinetown recently on CD, which has a pretty good resale value. I also got a Batman Broadway. So it was Batman on Broadway, but they released it in Russia, and I have it sealed on eBay. But it's like the stage performance of Batman that they did in Russia. So you find weird
Really?
stuff like that. Yeah.
That is an odd one.
Manson
sure.
fan. Oh, hey, Sunset. Show this guy what Manson you have. He cleared out my Manson. He loves Manson.
I've got a few. I don't have a ton right now, but I do have a handful.
Manson, I was telling you last night, Sunset is the other seller that I recommend. He has other Manson tapes that I don't have.
I've got 6 right now.
Yeah, he only has 6 for you, man.
Only 6. Only 6 right now. Let's see what they are. Oh.
And this would be a good time to talk about import cassette tapes for anybody that doesn't know about import cassette tapes. And
sure, every one of these here are imports.
And they have to, because Manson, his career didn't really take off until after 2000. And it kind of really makes sense that why you don't see a lot of tapes for him is because he was late to the tape game for when his album started getting releases. And I mean, his first big release was what, 96? So it makes sense.
Yeah, and a lot of the albums I have here are definitely later ones that would have only come out in countries that were still producing cassettes at that time. So like this is Mechanical Animals, but it's got a very cool different variant cover.
I have a Lucy of that one, which is funny.
Oh, no kidding. This is the one that people really like. Lest We Forget, this best of.
Yep, I have with funny. That was the one CD I do have. I think nope, I sold that. Never mind. I'm looking at it.
Hollywood,
That's a good
last
one, Manson
tour,
fan.
last tour on Earth, Reflecting God, and Golden Age of Grotesque. So a decent pile. Where's our
Yeah,
giveaway? How far away are we on
we
our
are
giving?
1 minute and 28 seconds away
All right, we're a minute away. Cool. Um,
from.
but it's
Maybe
so
I
funny
think Manson fan
because
left.
Manson is one of those artists. Just like good grief, it seems like they all kind of end up being this way. Is that we'll get
He
this
wants to
big
know if you would sell
flirty.
those as a bundle. I mean, I have no problem
Oh,
running it for you and then just forwarding you whatever. I mean, whatever. But again, what I would do, dude, is Sunset's probably gonna have a show. We usually have one every day. I find at some point. I just don't have the time. I
I
mean, my life just won't allow it. But yeah, what I'm saying is, Manson, I would just keep. I would follow Sunset because I don't want to have to forward you money and to worry about that shit. I'd rather just let him grab him for
yeah.
your next show. But yeah, he would
Sticker
definitely do
price.
a bundle for you, dude. They're
Sticker
just not
price on this
cheap.
bundle is like $240. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows that. He bought both my Mechanical Animal US with the slip last night, and he bought Antichrist Superstar US last night. So he
Oh,
understands they're not cheap tapes.
okay.
But
Yeah,
those are
those
official
are
imports,
bangers
dude.
for
So
sure.
I cannot recommend Sunset enough for official imports. And yeah, those Manson tapes, dude, you're not gonna. I've never seen that many together. That's a pretty cool pile
Yeah.
you got.
I'm not sure if we've ever had more than six, but that's a good stack. I think we've got 6 or 7 like Limp Biscuits right now too. But and I've got a big Indo order on its way, so I'm really excited about that. I know it's at least 100 pieces.
I will be
Was
happy to
working on a
take any of your faulty endos to
oh
add to
Marilyn
my.
Manson won it. Look at that.
That's hilarious, Manson fan. Congratulations. And
You
that's a
got
good
yourself a
horror
Death
soundtrack.
McKenzie.
That's a good horror. That's Robert Zemeckis. It's the same guy who did Back to the Future. So,
Welcome, creepy.
would you like to know a weird part of history about the Death Becomes Her movie? It was originally part of the Tales from the Crypt universe, and it was going to
Oh
be
really?
released as a sequel to Bordello of Blood as part of a trilogy that would be all Tales from the Crypt movies. And because Bordello failed so bad in the theaters, they scrapped the idea and made it its own independent movie. But it was supposed to be, it opens, the Crypt Keepers tells this story about be careful what you wish for, and living forever isn't what it's all meant to be. But once you realize like the plot of the movie, you realize it is absolutely a Tales from the Crypt episode, the whole movie. Because they end
Interesting.
up
Well,
like
I
porcelain
definitely haven't
dolls at the
seen it
end.
in 30 years or whatever it was, probably in its
Oh,
first couple of years when
yeah,
it
it
came
literally
out.
they get the fountain of youth, but they can't die. So like if they break into pieces, they have to like glue themselves back together again and stuff. It's totally
Yes,
fucked
I
up.
remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
So if anybody has questions for us, please feel free to put them in the chat. Um, I had a couple things I was going to throw at film, like what would you say is the hardest band for you to keep in stock right now?
Oh God, on tape specifically,
Yeah.
anything new wave. I'm sorry, new metal, and new wave is actually pretty tough. But yeah, especially new metal. We're talking Corn, anything Deftones, anything that's going to be typo negative era. Nine Inch Nails
Yep.
sells really well. Manson sells really well. Basically, all the stuff that people made fun of me personally listening to my senior year of high school, like 99, 2000, all those bands that everybody was like, that's not fucking music, man, are now the most valuable music, which is, I think is just the ultimate joke is that everybody else is
Yeah, that's
listening to, and
great.
again, Britney's worth money, but everybody else, they're not. None of that shit's worth anything. Nobody wants it.
We had
No,
we had a
we're just
couple
talking.
come in the store yesterday, and that's what they were looking for was Britney. You got
Oh,
any Britney?
Brittany,
I'm like,
Brittany
gosh,
will
I
sell
can't
the
keep
moment
it.
I get Brittany. Brittany is
Yeah.
between 25 and 35, depending on conditions. Do not bite me.
I'm not. I'm just gonna play with her.
Don't. Yeah, Brittany's gone again.
um,
I've only ever seen 2 albums by her, but I know there's more, which was Oops, I Did It Again, and is it Baby One More Time are the two
yeah,
big
I
ones.
think those are the
Those are
only
the
two
only
we
two
ever
I've
see.
ever had.
Same with us on some of the new metal, but for sure with like Joy Division stuff like that,
Yeah, always
very
gone.
hard to keep in. Um, and I would even, and then I got to put Joy Division back in the same category as probably, that typo negative stuff like that, is the hardest things for us to find at this point.
Then I mean that's a whole different conversation is acquisition. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you know it and I know it because we talk about it. But if I was just an outside party, which is like a lot of our buyers, they don't know how the sausage is made because it is a full-time job just sourcing. Like the ability,
Yep.
it is an all-day ping. You're on marketplace. You're driving local. Like me and Odin now, we're now going to like big indoor kind of like flea market malls in Pennsylvania, just to try and find stuff. Like we've had like I found two. Last time we went, we got two of the Bloodhound Gang on tape at this
Nice.
little hole in the wall, right in Amish County, Pennsylvania, which is funny. Why were there Bloodhound Gang tapes in Amish? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, sometimes it comes to that. But then other times it'll come in waves. And I'm sure you have that same thing where it'll be dry, it'll be dry, it'll
Sure.
be dry, and then something will come in.
Yeah. And that can come from a lot of different places for us too. It can come through marketplace, something like that. It can come through like just a lot of good collections hit eBay at once, and we're just on it.
Yeah.
Make the
Yeah.
right
eBay's a
offer
good
and get in
resource.
there. But you can get really burned on eBay too. That's the iffiest one at the same time for us.
Yeah, there was an
Um,
auction that ended. It ended tonight, but I could not justify it. It had 0 bids on it. And again, I don't gatekeep stuff. So anybody messages me, I'll share this info with you. But it is a in-person auction house that operates between Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. They do in-person with online auctions at the same time. So you're kind of bidding with humans, and so it's a dual auction that way. And I saw the photos of the tapes, and in there was great. There was uh, Dr. Dre, Aftermath. There was what is 1999. There was Nirvana tapes, but you could tell they'd all been in a fire. And
oh,
the tops of all the tops of the tapes were just this bleach yellow, and they were slightly deformed. And in my brain, I'm like, and there was no bids. It was $0. But the problem is, it was a 2-hour drive for me. So I've been debating all day today to be like, do I gamble for a $2 bill, this entire tray of tapes I could probably save, mind you, if it's just the outer cases are melted. But sometimes it's shit
yeah,
like that too, where it's just a gamble. Like if I could get there and it wasn't burnt, the photos looked like it was burnt, and it just sat in a barn under UV light for
right,
20 years, and it looked
right.
burnt because there's no information on it. But so yeah, there's even things
I,
like that. We're like trying to go in-person auctions, and where you're at in Oklahoma, I'm sure is limited. You're mostly probably going to find country tapes.
for sure. And just going to like flea markets, antique malls, thrift stores, things like that, trying to source at this point is just pretty much a dead. I don't even bother anymore trying to find things in the
Well,
wild
you
that
have
way.
the Manson fan saying he's three short of having all the Manson on vinyl.
Holy crap.
You are talking to the wrong guys with vinyl. I commend your collection, sir, but I know shit about vinyl. Like I have like I'm a big Nine Inch Nails guy, and I don't even have. I have an OG press '94 release of Downward Spiral, and that's only because I bought it when it came out in '94. No, just give you a Sharpie. This will end well. Just give you a Sharpie and let you run around with it. You have cassettes
but
that sound
and
kind of
and
slow and
there's
stops almost immediately. So the fix for that is twofold, Tat. And again, you'll find, especially on Reddit, and again, I'm on the main Reddit pages, and a lot of people list me, but half the guys give me shit. But then I usually shut them down because I'm very technical, and I'll break things down at like here's an original release from Philips in 1978 that broke down like the rules of cassette tapes. Because guys will tell you don't put isopropyl alcohol on tapes; it'll destroy them, blah blah blah, and that's an urban legend. If you soak the tape in
nice,
alcohol
nice.
overnight, yeah, you're going to destroy it. But doing a clean pass isn't going to hurt it. But there's a lot of old wives' tales about like how to unstick a tape. They'll say like Teflon spray. There's a guy on YouTube that says you can spray Teflon in the sprocket holes and that might work. So I've taken this theory so deep. So I have tapes that I have a box of that are all time stamped. So I've sprayed them with different chemicals. I mark down the chemical, I mark down how many sprays, and I put the date. And I have tapes that I have now been soaking for a week, 6 months, and up to a year. And the only tapes that I've ever been able to recover using the Teflon spray, I guess they call it like re-moisturizing the reels, or re-lubricating is the term they use, are the ones that have sat for almost a year. And even then, they still fuck up in spots. And there really is not a good permanent fix for that. The best option I found is if you rewind and fast forward it like 10 times. Sometimes it's just because it's been sitting for so long, and it's like an old extension cord, you know what I mean? You undo it and the loops just they just hang there. The memory of the tape needs to be stretched out. So I have found doing that, just fast forward, rewind it a bunch. If that doesn't fix it, your only other option is a spool swap. And that can be a donor tape, or that can be fresh recordings that are placed inside the original housings. And that, again, that just depends on the person, if they want to go that direction or not. I know it's a long-winded answer, but it's a thing that happens to a lot of tapes. I get a lot of, I call them dragging tapes, that they just, they work great, and then all of a sudden it just stops in one spot.
Brian, let's start our next givey.
All right, guys. But yeah, definitely, definitely send me a message, dude. I mean, I'm definitely, if it's a tape worth saving, if you say you got like a typo negative tape, or you got, something that's worth, 34, or or if it's something personal to you, even if it's not rare, I'll definitely help you, get it working again. All right, guys. Our next giveaway is running, and I don't even know what it is. What's it gonna be? A sealed copy of it. Look at him just bringing this out. Like, I'm looking at what I have, and I'm like, I got Beverly Hills Cop 3. And he brings out fucking RoboCop 2. Oh, yeah? You think that's
Sealed
cool?
copy.
What does typo negative mean? Typo negative is an amazing,
It's
I
a
would
blood
give them
type.
90s industrial goth band. I have one tape, PQRS. Okay. Right there. So that'd be typo negative. This would be Bloody Kisses would be
So
this album.
why is that one worth less than the rest of them? I've noticed that.
It is the one that was their most successful. So there's the most copies out there.
Okay.
So they didn't go gold or platinum until October Rust. October Rust really kind of set them up, because their first album, which was Slow, Deep, and Hard, it's meh. I call that the figuring out their shit album.
Gotcha.
But definitely when they hit October Rust, I think it's their best album. That's probably one of the more valuable. This one's, again, probably 60 to 80. Then you get down to, God, you get to the other US presses after that, which is like Best of the Worst, and what's the other, World Falling Down or World Coming Down. World Coming Down is like $200-300 US if you can ever find it. I have one in my personal, but yeah, it's ridiculously rare.
Isn't there one called something Feces or something? Or
Oh yeah. History of Feces. I have that on tape too. I'm not sure what that's worth. That one came in a box of country tapes.
Sold them.
I
Of
bought a
course it
box of
did.
country tapes from a guy, and it was literally like, it was full of dead mosquitoes and dead cricket. Like, you could tell it just been in a barn. And I'm like, I'm so burned, because it was in one of those, one of these. It was like, not this one. It was in one of these type, like,
Yeah.
open, and I open it and it's just bugs. I'm like, fuck. And I pull out all these old nasty country and Christmas tapes, and then one typo negative. It made no sense. And that's the only copy I've ever seen of that album.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a
Interesting
few rare
find.
ones like that, like 9 Inch Nails, The Fragile. That's another really rare US release.
Sure.
I've never seen outside of my personal one with the slip and everything. Like on eBay right now, there's a guy selling just tape 2, and that's it. That's it. Then there's import copies.
What'd you have to give on yours?
90.
Wow.
Which was fine. Yeah, but that was because it was US. And then
That's out there.
Zach, I think Zach has a sealed import copy. I was talking to Zach about it once, and he's like, he has in the factory sealed import of it.
That's
How much would he wants to know what you think the Mansons would be? I think, what do you have, like between 30 and 40 per tape, I imagine.
I added up the sticker price on them is like $240, which means I would probably do closer to about Oh, 210 for the whole stack.
Yeah, 210's a killer price, dude, for those. I can just tell you, like, to get all of those and from a reputable seller that,
South Korean, Zach. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
South Korean. Zach's in here. Zach's great. Zach's always just like, he always pops in with like the info I need. He's like my AI guy.
Manson, we'll do it. We'll
Why
have
don't you
to.
why don't you hold it for him for next show, and then when his next show, because right now I'm hosting, so he can't sell it to you
Oh,
without me
what I
mailing it.
can do is just do a buy it now, and I'll just message it to you. So it's
Perfect.
Marilyn Manson fan 05, and I will send you a
So
buy it now
in
after the show.
24 hours, Manson fan, you have now gotten U.S. Well, funny enough, because your stuff won't mail out till his stuff. You want to see? Here's his stuff actually, because it won't. I just did the show last night. So he got this one last night.
Oh
He
wow!
got Excellent Antichrist. He got Factory Sealed. Smells Like Children. Mechanical Animals US CD. He got this radio promo, which should have been destroyed but wasn't. That was sent to and that's for Mob Scene. He got Marilyn Manson, Portrait of American Family. Yeah, you got the Queen of the Dam soundtrack, which is US, which is awesome.
Very cool.
A random Cinderella tape, which I think is amazing. I thought was awesome. And then a couple Stain CDs. And then the one thing that I don't know, maybe you got one of these Sunsets. So do you remember when Manson's last album came out on
Oh,
cassette?
there goes our Gibby. There goes our
You did?
Gibby.
Jordan.
Jordan.
So he also got this, which was a record store only promo. And most of the record stores just put them on eBay and didn't give them out, but they were supposed to be given out for free with the cassette purchase. And I got it when I bought the sealed cassettes. And I've been sitting on it for like a year. So when he came in last night, I was like, this is the perfect guy
This is the person.
that I know will love it to take this official Marilyn Manson face mask and put it in his personal
Well, you know,
collection.
I sold my Marilyn Manson porno magazine. I think I told you about that.
Is that the Playgirl one, or which one was that?
No, this thing was a magazine called Rave. I mean, it was hardcore.
Oh, I'm thinking of when Peter Steele from Typo Negative
No,
posed
this
for
is
Playgirl.
this
I'm
is
confusing
Marilyn
the two.
Manson was in this mag called Rave, and I just got it with a comic book collection, and I sold the issue for $200.
That's
Crazy.
hilarious.
So yeah, Jordan, you got the RoboCop 2
Dude,
sealed
Jordan,
copy,
is that Jerry
easily a twenty
Goldsmith?
dollar
Who
tape.
did that?
Let's see here.
As much as I'm a cassette
Leonard
guy, I'm also a film guy. It's when the film play that didn't give it away.
Leonard Rosenman.
Yeah, guy probably didn't do shit. That was probably like
Yeah.
an uncle hire.
This is probably more than it's about. It's RoboCop 2 than maybe what's on it. I'm
That
not
makes
sure.
sense, man. Yeah, that was in his Florida days. That was when he was which is interesting because that's why Portrait of American Family and Antichrist Superstar have the same songs, but it was before Trent Reznor remixed them through nothing and made them better. It's kind of the old adage with like when Bob Dylan got interviewed when Hendrix was blowing up in '69, and they said, "How do you feel about this guy playing your songs?" And Bob Dylan was like, "I don't care because they're not my songs anymore." Like that's how it always should have sounded, and he's right. Like All Along the Watchtower is not a Bob Dylan song. Like that is a Jimi Hendrix song. When you think about it, like that's how it should have sounded. And you find that a few times, like UB40 did that with the Elvis song for the Sliver soundtrack. Wise Men Say, what is that?
Oh
Bulls
yeah,
Rush In.
Fools Rush In.
Yeah, like UB40s is far superior to Elvis. So that kind of stuff's interesting. You'll see like early
Pet
music
Shop Boys
converted.
doing Always on My Mind.
Oh, actually, 100%, 100%. Like, and
Yeah,
even Johnny Cash's "Hurt," I'll go the other way, is a very beautiful rendition of
yeah,
that song. Like, I don't even see
absolutely.
them as the same song.
And his Rusty Cage.
Yeah.
So
And we were talking
yeah,
last
those are
night about
sweet.
Chris Cornell and how Chris Cornell did Michael Jackson's "Billie Jean," and how I
I
just think, oh, it's beautiful. It's hauntingly beautiful hearing Chris Cornell sing "Billie Jean." That it's like it's not.
I
It's almost like it's not the
haven't
same
seen
song.
it. What did he do that on? Or was it just a clip he
We talked
made?
about it last night. Some guy told me it was on his album. I
Think
still have
about
it
me.
in the history. Anybody remember last night? It's on Carry On. Thank you, Space Ace.
Mm. I don't think I've heard Manson's in the air tonight. I don't think so.
A real one that'll mess with your head is Typo Negative's cover of "Light My Fire" by the Doors. He's
Interesting.
like, come
I
on,
have
baby,
definitely not
rock
heard
my.
that.
It's the weirdest mix. It's hearing Peter Steele singing Jim Morrison. That is not good. I don't care what anybody says. That's a terrible, terrible cover. Not all covers are good.
So I'm going to mention one thing here, Phil, because this is a question I've been getting more than any other question. And I get this question literally, I'd say twice a week from somebody who gets an order from us, whether it's through Discogs, whether it's, in store, whether, whatnot, whatever it is. They want to know where the hell I get these.
Yeah.
These are the cases for your sealed tapes. And these that look just like them, be careful if you're trying to buy one or the other, are the cases for these sealed, like O cards, which are smaller.
Yeah.
So, yes, and you actually have to get them from two different places to sell these. So you got to be careful.
I've only
But
ever bought the ones in your left hand, the ones for the full cassette.
the ones for the full cassette. So
Yeah.
I get these from a company called Bags Unlimited. And if there's another place to get them, I just haven't realized it yet.
So Amazon, I get them. I've tried other places, and I end up paying like $1.35 a piece. That's the cheapest I've been able to find them.
I'm paying probably more than that. I'm probably paying closer to $1.60 a piece for these things.
It would be worth it for us to look into, because they're just importing that shit from somebody in Shenzhen. Like that's all coming from somewhere in China. So I
Sure.
bet you if we went on AliExpress and just did some digging, we could probably find whoever the supplier is. But it would probably mean we'd have to buy an order of like 5,000, and get them for a quarter a piece, which would be worth it
Right.
because we go through them. So that might be something worth looking into, is that becoming our own, distributor, because there really isn't anybody. Like even duplication.com,
Right.
which is the Canadian, and they just opened up a US branch a couple months
So
ago,
that's where you get the smaller ones.
is duplication.
Is duplication.com. They don't
Yeah.
carry the bigger ones. They only carry the smaller ones.
It's so funny because they just opened up a US location and it's literally 45 minutes from my house.
But what duplication.com does carry that's really amazing is they carry the no post cases. So those
Yeah.
work for your flatbacks. They work if you want to hold a single in a hard shell. Those are great cases, but those will cost you about $1.25 a piece.
Yeah. And that's why I just do this, which is like I take it and I
Snap,
take
snap.
flush cut. Well, I have these really nice, they're like at an angle and they go flat cutters.
Oh, nice.
They're made for motherboards to cut legs off of capacitors.
I
So
can
they're
picture it.
extremely tight, thin right angle flush cutters. And I get right in there and I trim those pegs off, and then I trim off up here. There's two ledges that need to be
Oh,
trimmed
yes.
down, or you'll cut
Yep.
into the card up top. And
Yep.
that to me has worked great. I've had no issues just taking some cutters and just going clunk clunk. But I do like the idea. If I could find them as cheap as I can get, your standard clear one, oh, I'd totally buy a couple
Yeah.
hundred and just sit on them.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, we do it
10 for
anyway.
5
But
retro. Are you talking about the slip cases, the protective ones? Or are you talking about the pegless cardboard O card cases?
we'll start our
I didn't
next
know
give you
Manson.
too.
I didn't know that was a cover of God Cut You Down. Was that Johnny Cash? I didn't know Manson did a cover of that. Retro Production. I've never even heard of them.
I haven't either.
Protection.
Retro Protection.
Look at Spy
Write
coming
that
up with all
down
the
somewhere.
info.
Write that down somewhere.
Yeah, Manson too. He said he would make you he'll message you. He's gonna make your own private listing for you, and it'll just be
I'll
a
make
buy
a
it now.
Yeah, I'll just send it right over to you after the show.
Because you guys already did the deal, so that way you don't have to worry about waiting.
Yeah.
But still follow Sunset. He
That
gets
way
his
I can.
collections that come in extremely dwarf what I have come in. I mean, just look at his back wall. I mean, mine's nowhere near as cool.
That's is that leftover from Is that your?
Last night's caravan, which was a
So they didn't call it a caravan. What did they call it? They called it something different.
cassette takeover.
Cassette takeover. That's what it
But
was. I kept trying to
interestingly,
get it right.
it was a different crowd. It really was. There was a different crowd that was kind of on board with that. Because again, let's be fair, Creepy Toy Box is an excellent dude,
Have
but
a good one, Marilyn. Nice to meet you.
he's a very different seller. They're much more slow paced, and Creepy does VHS and he does memorabilia. And he'll kind of
Yeah.
like sometimes his shows will just be him and his buddies talking for hours selling stuff. Where the caravan that me and you were in with Kelsey, we're all like ridiculously on it. We're just gonna sell tapes. Let's go. There's no like, let's chill out, man. That's none of it. But it was nice to
Yeah,
be on another type where it was a little bit more low key.
that is. And when
Can
we've
you
done
talk
the
about how to grow a
caravan,
beard?
I can't tell you how to get all the gray out. I can't tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like I've noticed, like I'm not against the whole wizard thing, but yeah, dude, that's phenomenal. That is Adrian Lynn. You want me to start the next one?
Let's start another one.
All right, guys. I'm gonna just preface this. My senior year in film school, we had to do a thesis on film, and we have to break down what we consider the best film ever made based on all factors, be it script, lighting, directing, acting. So everything has an equated amount. And per my math, and I still believe this, Jacob's Ladder is the best movie ever made. It checks every single box at the best level. And I still think it's one of the best films, hands down, ever made. Top 5. So if you've not seen this movie, the music is hauntingly awesome. So definitely get in that giveaway. If you've not seen the movie, just make sure it's the original. They tried remaking it and it bombed terribly. It bombed terribly. Zach, it is one of the most
Oh my
beautifully
gosh,
fucked up movies you'll ever see.
it is insane, Zach. You got to watch it.
Like I remember I came home from work. I was working third shift at a Denny's. I was 19 or 18, and I'm still at my parents' house. And I remember I turned it on because it was like I got home at work at like 5 in the morning. And it was just on TNT at night. They used to do like movies. And I saw the TV at it. And I remember just like, well, when you stop and stand and watch a movie because it kind of grabs your attention, you're not even sitting. Like it was one of those, like, what the fuck am
Yeah,
I watching? I just stopped walking and watched it. Check it out. It is a
it's
great movie. It's
yeah,
also Tim Robbins, one of his best movies next to Shawshank Redemption.
and I want to say we've killed. I think we've got 25 or 30. On the copy we have up here for sale. It's exactly like this
No,
too.
and it's so rare. And the fact that you got that collection, that's probably the last amount of sealed in the world. Like I'd never seen that tape before you found that collection. Because I would have had
Give
it
me
long
that
before I even
jacket.
met you. You want what? You want this jacket?
You want that
This is the
jacket?
rare version too. You know how many times I've had to re-sew these palms because they just fall off. This is why the new version doesn't have this. Because they got sick of people emailing them saying my hands are falling apart. So yeah, they still sell this
That's
hoodie, but they don't sell it with the thumb holes.
that's part of it. You're
Oh,
buying
totally. I love it. Like, yeah, it's funny because I was doing a Smashing Pumpkin
you get to
show.
be one with it.
I was about a month ago. I was doing a Smashing Pumpkin show, and I was wearing this the whole time, and I felt judged, like by all the Pumpkins team and them, because like here's this guy wearing a 9 Inch Nails, working a pumpkin show. It's hilarious.
That's great. Eh.
It was funny though because
I'm sure
the
some of
sound mixer was Trent's mixer for 17 years. Because he saw my hoodie and he said, "Come over here," and we started chatting. It was pretty funny.
well, they're one of their 9 Inch Nails tour manager for a while during Downward Spiral and early stuff. Is from Tulsa, lives here in Tulsa.
Oh, was that his what was that management company? All the T-shirts had it printed in the corner. That guy?
That I don't know. His name's Larry White.
Yeah,
He
yeah. So there
also
was a
managed Ministry. He also managed Skinny Puppy. He's the guy who put together Pigface. It's crazy. He managed Paul Westerberg from the Replacements. He managed REM for a while. And
that's
his main
crazy.
gig was he managed PIL and managed Johnny Rotten for years and years and years.
You'll find that dude. It's such a small group of people that truly work full time. And it's not necessarily that it's gatekeepy, like they won't let other people do it. It's just a job that very few people can do. Because number one, the amount of like, I don't know if you guys give a shit about like the other side of music, which is like how they make it, like that. That's my day job too. It's a different animal, man. Like the amount of stress that the producers especially have to put up with, and the amount of hand holding they have to do, and it's why all these guys turn to drugs. Like you hear about all these artists becoming a ridiculous drug addict. It's not the stress of touring. It's the stress of the bureaucracy and all the. There's one guy told me like
Oh, sure.
one of the first editors I ever worked with. He said, to understand Hollywood, it's just high school with ashtrays. And he's 100% right. Like it's high school with ashtrays. It's the same cliques. It's the same bullshit. It's the same cool kids sit here and the freaks sit over there. The jocks are all in charge, and all the cheerleaders are the ones you have to deal with on their fucking MacBooks every day, and it's exhausting.
That's so funny. That's so.
We
You
got
know,
50 seconds, guys. It's a Jacob's Ladder cassette tape score, and it is Maurice Girard, who also did the
that's
score for
right.
He did the score for Mosquito Coast with Harrison Ford. He did the score for
Okay.
Ghost with Patrick Swayze. He did the score for Indecent Proposal, which is the same director as Jacob's Ladder. Yeah, Maurice Girard, dude, if you look him up, he did so many movies in the 80s and 90s that are just like quintessentially synthesized, but like symphonic. He's a very unique composer.
I feel bad for not knowing what this thing sounds like now.
Oh, I mean, just watch the movie. It's not a
Yeah,
long score.
I need to
I
watch.
think the
I
whole
need to
tape's
watch.
like, I think it's like 15 minutes per side. The movie doesn't have a lot of music.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's really long. 3 tracks per side.
Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure is literally, if you have the tape, it's like a 12-minute tape.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Speed, nice.
Speed Grizz is a great buyer. Check that out. I love when
Yeah,
people I know and are actually decent, they're not goblins, get shit. That always makes me so happy. Congratulations, Speed Grizz.
that is a
You have a
sweet tape.
very rare soundtrack coming to you. Put it this way, I have a sealed copy in my personal collection that will always stay sealed until I die and my kids throw it away. Because they'll be like, we don't need any of this shit. Just
Oh,
remember,
man.
guys, open your toys. Because if you die, more than likely your family will throw it away.
I'm gonna grab my coffee I just left in this room. I believe there it is. Okay.
Bram, but you're a nice goblin. You're a goblin with a
Oh,
kitty cat. I'm okay with goblins with kitty cats. Now, if you guys have been in my shows, like I've talked about, like I've done some forensic and analyzing for crypto guys. It's kind of a side gig during COVID. Like I got heavy with the crypto development teams before Solana took off. So I've really gotten into good like internet forensics of like tracking, metadata with sales and redirects and that shit. And I did some digging into a lot of these similar names that were winning giveaways all the time in multiple shows. It's gotten better. I think the algorithm of Whatnot's caught on to this, but they ended up doing a redirect where I would say half the time all of the giveaways were going to the same warehouse in New York. It was right outside of Manhattan. And my theory was it was a bot system that was entering rooms, scanning chat and scraping the chat because they would always respond with the same thank you, and you could never really have conversations with the winners. They were just like, Joe Smith 54, and he'd be like, thanks, because the bot knew to enter in, because it's listening with an AI bot to listen to the audio track and then it's converting that to text so it knows what's being said in the chat. So if you talk to it, it'll respond, but it only has like 5 responses. But yeah, the whole thing was like a total scam, and I think they were just getting free inventory and then probably reselling it, which is it's a great business model. You don't have to lift a finger. You're getting free inventory just all day sent to your warehouse. Because you could have 75 Whatnot accounts and have them all sending to redirect, addresses, and they could never catch you. But I think they've cracked down on it a little bit. I've noticed it's been a little more fair. I don't know if you guys in the chat have seen that as well, but
that's crazy. I have not. Retro, I don't know what to tell you here.
well, do you want a hot girl that is like are we talking like hot that's gonna kill you, or hot like she's gonna, we gotta know. Like I always say, the kind of chick you want to pick up is gonna depend on what part of the bookstore you go to. Like, is she in the self-help section for abuse, or is she in the witchcraft section about how to like sacrifice you know, you got to be careful what part of the bookstore you pick up the girl in.
Interesting.
She can tell a lot about people when they're not being watched and what sections of the bookstores they go to. Bookstores, kids, used to be a place where you'd go to buy books. They were called Barnes and Noble and Borders. Borders was the shit. It's gone now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. We've got a couple of little local indie booksellers here in Tulsa that are great. But yeah. Another thing I thought about that would probably be, if some people are interested, might be interested to know, is about, I know you gave me the hot tip on where to get like pads.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. I should. He's a one-man show, and I've talked to him. So, because he called me on the phone once, and he's literally just like he's an older guy that's been he started his business doing 8 tracks only, and he expanded it to do cassette tape pads also, because he's one of the only guys that makes the correct strips for 8 tracks. If you ever take an 8 track apart, it needs like it's like a quarter. It's
That
all millimeter, but it's
foam.
like a yeah, it's like a half inch by like 2 inch strip that needs to adhere for the pad, because those things push in on this huge brass pad inside, or some cheaper 8 tracks have the thicker pad and no support. But he
Can I wear the
yeah,
headphones?
it's 8 track. It's 8 track Avenue? I want to say, if you guys need pads, he's great. Look it up for you. I'll show you guys. Yeah, if you're looking for pads, 8 track Avenue. Yeah, right there. So yeah, it's 8trackavenue.com.
Yeah.
If you guys are ever looking for pads, I recommend this guy. He
So
sells.
film recommended this to us, and this is where we're buying all of our pads now. We can't find a better deal than that. I
Hi.
mean,
Plus, look at the
and
cool colors he does. No one else is
I
doing
love
this,
the colors. And the dude just puts them in an envelope and ships them. The shipping is
dude.
nothing.
And they're beautiful. He does that wax paper, and then he folds it
Yeah,
over. Yeah, you can tell it's like a
yeah,
labor of love.
it
It's
is.
cool. He
It
does it.
absolutely is. Yeah, we put it out when he attaches it to a little piece of cardboard sometimes
Yep.
or
And
something
two is
like
like
that.
he also sells
Hey,
his
Daddy.
bad batches at an extreme discount.
I hear him.
And I've gotten good deals because, unlike a lot of people, like they buy the adhesive ones and they just stick it on and call it a day. I don't trust that. I put super glue and then I put the sticky tab on just to double it up. But I never get it right. It's always crooked. So when I put a dot of super glue, it gives me a window to twist it, to get it just right before it cures. But he has had a few batches he sold really cheap because for whatever reason, it didn't have a thick enough layer of adhesion on the bottom. See, I can just ignore
You're
this.
right.
So yeah, he would sell it that way, but for me it didn't matter because I'm adding super glue.
Too.
It's because you have the other Bluetooth in, my son.
Yes. Do you allow me to?
Do what?
Do you allow me to have these earphones on?
Yes, you can have the earbud on as long as you're respectful.
Yes.
He's gonna take over the Whatnot show soon, so I'll just handle shipping. He can run them.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be great.
Too.
You are pretty humorous. I'll give you that. It's funny because last night we
Dinner
were looking at J cards too, and like people didn't realize. Like I don't think people realize how hard it is to like stay organized. That's another. I'd love to do a whole dive into how people stay organized that have huge cassette collections that aren't just on a Napa wall. Like trying to keep them in a way, because like people come in and they get frustrated. Like, what? You don't know where your Frank Sinatra tapes are? I'm like, no, because I get asked for it twice a year.
Yeah,
memes? How did you
yeah,
add these memes
exactly.
onto your sketch pad?
I added those. I'll tell you about it later.
How do you add those memes?
It's an app.
I want to add them to my own.
Yeah, like for anybody that's in here that does J cards or has their own, here's what I recommend. Go on Amazon, type in Pokemon card organizers. They come in packs of 4. They're this big. And I had to watch a YouTube video on how to assemble it. I was overthinking it. But see how they hold J cards perfectly in order? And then I have all the main here. I have all hip hop here, soundtracks here. And then I just use a cassette and I wrote in silver Sharpie like what the category is. This is all, I call this the A plus. This is all your Korn and your Nirvanas and your AC/DCs and Metallicas and metal. This is all the mom rock. This is all, Michael Bolton and Rod Stewart and Billy Joel and all that shit is over here. but it's an easy way to stay organized. And also,
That's
if you
crazy. I
buy
use the exact same thing.
the top loaders, the problem is the top loaders are just shy of high enough. But
Mm.
these are worth it too, to just grab the J card. They fold up perfect. The only problem is O cards. I had to get creative with with the U cards because they're longer widthwise than height
Oh,
wise.
yes.
So those I have to put in a I'll show you that. Odin. Stop touching it. Like here's corn, for example. Because it's just too wide because it has the full back on it. I put them in these smaller, and these were made for single cookies at a restaurant supply Amazon shop, and they work perfect
No.
for just holding one larger U card. See, that's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, definitely invest in something. Because before this, I didn't have this. I was just putting them in a tub, and I just like try and find. But it was so futile. But like last night in the middle of our show, we got a Pearl Jam tape, and I open it to sell it, and it's Versus, and I open it up, and it's Pearl Jam 10, and I'm like, ah, fuck, I can't sell this. But
Yep.
then I grab that box, I open it, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then that fast, within 5 minutes, I made another tape that is instantly sellable because I had a 10J
So
card, put that straight in, and
what I'll
they're
do
off.
is I'll organize all my J's and I organize all my Lucy's, just like, kind of similar. I use long boxes, card long boxes as well. Um, and then like once every 2 months, I'll get a wild hair in the evening and I'll
Yeah,
break everything out and I'll just sit there and go back and forth and back and forth and back and
100%,
forth. And by the end of it, I've got like 35 tapes. I'm like, all right, here we go.
100%.
And 5 bangers. And it's just like crazy, cool. Didn't
And
even
that's
know
the
it.
thing too, is like trying to keep those organized. And again, that goes to like our database. Like right now, we're at 3,100 scanned. I mean, I shared it with you. I mean, I don't know if you checked it recently, but yeah, we're
I have
over
not checked it
3,000.
recently.
We have over 3,000 scanned J cards now, and it's just the repository to then start doing reproductions at a high level is the goal, because there is such a limited amount of J cards
Yeah.
that there's so many great Lucy's.
add my own memes.
Those aren't
Let's throw
memes; those
another
are
givey
pets.
up. We got 2 more to get
No,
through if
no,
we can.
All right, let's do another one. There's run giveaway.
Run.
Does anybody have any questions? So I'll just sit here and chat about cassettes
No,
and
but how do you add these things that cover the
you
bottom?
use an app called
Can I-
Companion.
I'm gonna look that
Jonathan
Go
Schaefer?
upstairs and look it up. Go upstairs and
Shepherd?
look it up. Type in Stream Deck Companion.
up. Does it work with the stream deck up there on that
Yes.
computer?
We got the Omen 4, people.
But does it work better
Yeah,
with
Joy
that one too?
Division giveaway.
I want to do a laptop.
No, honey, I'm in the middle of talking this. Go, please.
Omen 4 sealed
Does it
copy.
also work on the computer up there?
Yes. There's a Stream Deck on that computer if you look.
$20 tape.
Funny, I've never seen any of the Omen movies. I've never even seen one.
Oh, I've seen one. That's the only one I can honestly say
Is
that
that the
I've
one with
seen.
the flying silver ball that like chases people?
No, Omen is Damien, the little evil boy.
What's that movie where it's like
The
it's
little
a silver
Satan boy.
ball and it's got like a blade that comes
That's
out the front and it flies?
Phantasmagoria, isn't
That's
it?
Phantasm.
Phantasm. Phantasmagoria is pretty. That was a magazine.
Horror movies freak me out. Like they kind of haunt me for a long time just because of the way I have such a visual brain
Yeah,
that I have to be careful about what I watch because like
it's
it
all for
never
you,
goes away.
Damien. Early, that's
If a
great.
squirrel goes into a bar full of cats, does a bar fight happen? I don't know. That is a thought. That is an acid thought if I've ever heard one.
The others can skip. Well, Ross, I don't doubt that one
Ross, the
bit. But
same rule applies to the Lost Boys.
if
People think there were sequels made, and I still tell them there were never sequels made.
never happened.
The only horror movie I'll tell you that is not true with is Psycho. Psycho 1 is perfection. Psycho 2 is garbage. Psycho 3 is garbage.
Do you mean OBS Studio combined with the OBS moving transition?
No. I'll show you after I'm done with this, okay?
Daddy, I want to do it now.
No.
I want to show them.
Baby, not going to work right now, please. And then here's the thing about Psycho 4. So the original writer of Psycho with Hitchcock was approached by Universal, and Anthony Perkins, right before he died, said, I'll do another Psycho if I can get the original writer on board. And his rule was, I will write another Psycho if I can pretend part 2 and 3 never happened. And Universal said, cool. So Psycho 4 picks up after Psycho 2, after Psycho 1.
Oh,
And
really?
it is beautiful. It's all about it's all about Norman Bates calling into a late night telephone, like it's like kind of like Dr. Oz on the radio. And they're on the radio talking about men that have killed their mothers. And he calls in as like a random person. And he's now out of the insane asylum and he's married and his wife's at work, and it's just literally Anthony Perkins on a phone talking to a psychiatrist and other experts on a radio station. It's perfect. It's a great movie. It's got Henry Thomas, who was in E.T., plays young Norman Bates when they cut to the flashbacks. He's a great casting call for young Anthony Perkins.
I don't know that I've ever. I know I've seen
Look, what
Psycho
did she just
2.
tell you?
I think at the stars I made it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh.
if you definitely check out Psycho 4, it's called Psycho 4: The Beginning. It's kind of hard to find, but it was actually made as a Cinemax movie,
Okay.
Straight to tape. But it is a beautiful, beautiful
Hi.
movie. That's another soundtrack that does exist that I've never seen, is Psycho 4.
Huh.
What
Well, I'll
is
tell
your
you,
favorite
the
cassette
ones that I think
soundtrack?
we've sold that have gone the highest have been sealed Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Yeah,
And I think
those
I
go.
sent you one of those for your collection, maybe.
Yeah, I think I have.
Hey, Sunset Club Records, what is your favorite cassette soundtrack?
What is easy singles.
We sold that last night. Singles has Alice in Chains on it. It's got Pearl Jam on it. I think Chris Cornell's on it just by himself. If I remember right.
Say it's got who on it?
Chris Cornell, like I think he did like as
Yes,
just him.
he did Seasons
Mhm.
solo on that one. Sorry, I was
Are
reading
you
the chat
using
too.
the left or the right?
Left. Just leave it. Be done. All right, go on up. See what mommy needs.
How far we got on our give you? Are we close on that one?
We got 16 seconds. What is each of your favorite cassette of all time? If I had to be honest with you, it'd be the Labyrinth soundtrack. And that's just because, and I was his age, it was my favorite tape. Like I used to ride around on a scooter and I took duct tape and I duct taped a little battery powered cassette player, and I used to ride my scooter with my tape deck taped to it, playing that soundtrack. Like that's how far back I go with that. But like, if I'm not talking like not nostalgia, like what is I think one of the best all around like cassettes in general that just sounds good and has like the best mix and it just sounds perfect. Probably Beastie Boys, License to Ill. There's just something magic about the mix they did on that cassette that it just hits better than CD. It hits better. I've listened to FLAC files that don't sound as good. There's just something about the way the cassette version of that plays. I have a Canadian black shell of it that is just probably the best version, which I recently sold the EP. But yeah, it's a good one.
Ooh, Let It Go. What was the first cassette you remember?
He's been a good guy. He buys a bunch of stuff, and I know he'll treasure it immensely, that tape, more than I will. But I did just spend a ton on a Marilyn Manson Antichrist Superstar with slipcover that I ordered in from Quebec. That is a black shell issue of Antichrist.
Nice.
And I have 0 Manson in my personal collection, but that will be the only one I will add. Johnny, don't you ever feel bad for interrupting.
Well, I can show the player that we sell.
Yeah, he's got. I know
Red
he has
Sox?
some decks. We have some Walkmans. I mean, yeah, between the two of us, dude, we can definitely hook you up with whatever kind of player you're looking for.
Space Ace got the Omen 4, by the way.
Space Ace, excellent.
Red Sox asked about first cassette you remember owning. I remember the first records I owned. I don't remember the first cassettes. I'm guessing they were probably they were all metal because that's kind of what everybody had in my little hometown. The only kids I knew had metal tapes. But, when you ask about like your favorite tape, I would go back to the same thing. You were kind of saying like the one that I just remember having and loving the most as a kid. And it was a Minutemen tape called Post Mersh Volume 2. and it was a compilation of like my 2 favorite albums by them. And I went through so many copies of that.
That's
And if you don't
hilarious.
know the Minutemen, yeah, Firehouse.
Self-titled Firehouse. That album still sells really well. I sell
Oh
that as
yeah,
soon as that never lasts a show. If I have one of those out, it's gone same day. Firehouse is a
I'm a
great one.
huge I'm a huge Fire Hose fan.
But then there's like this other stuff where it's like we have a lot of people in the market, and rightfully so, because the only reason I know this market and you know this market is because we sell in it. But like you would think as an outside observer, some of this stuff would be cheaper than it should be. So I get the sticker shock too that some people get when it's like, yeah, they come in, they ask for typo negative and they $60, $70 tape and
Oh
like they can't
well,
it's a shocker.
yeah. Especially I feel bad because especially when they say, "Oh, run that," and I'm like, okay, I can tell
And exactly.
you
And it's like
just
and I
walked in the
feel like
door.
I'm like, you don't quite know what you're asking me for there, do you, sir?
But about 1 out of 5 out of that times that happens, about 1 out of 5, the person absolutely is like, "Oh no, I got this.
Yeah.
Run it." And they're just smashing me out. I've had people coming in more recently that are just wiping me out of an artist all in one whack. Walking
Yep.
in
Yeah.
and just being like, "What do you got? You got 14 different Metallicas. How much is the bundle? You're done."
And
And
yeah,
just
in the
wiping
last
me
two
out.
weeks, I had one guy buy every single Depeche Mode tape I had in one swoop. Not the doubles, but like he wanted obviously he just wanted to like get a good chunk for his collection and like go in and
Yeah.
like and be done with it in one swoop. And I think that's a great apply. But again, it's so hard to get 8 different
Yeah.
Depeche Mode tapes, let alone like 2.
So it's great and it feels great to move them and it feels great to put that into that collection and really that person's thrilled and they're getting but there's the flip side of that when you look at it and you're like, oh, we're not going to
Yeah,
have that set up
Ross
again
has a
for a
good question
while.
there. So Ross, mine again. So just a quick history. So Sunset, I knew Sunset what about a year now? Probably about a year that we've been kind of chatting,
Close
and
to
I
that.
met him on Facebook, and we were just like in one of the cassette groups. We started chatting, and I had just been on Whatnot at that point for maybe 4 months. And we were at the point when I first got on. If you guys remember when Film Play started, we were literally just selling camera equipment. Like we were doing cameras, and I was just getting rid of extra gear. Like I had extra tripods, audio gear. I was selling XLR cables. But then my wife was just being a jerk and came down to be funny and brought my Nine Inch Nails CDs, which I had like 7. I only had like literally 7 CDs. I didn't have anything else.
Oh
Like I didn't
no.
own a year ago. I didn't even own a single cassette tape. I didn't have one. And people started buying it and I was like, "Oh my god, there's a market for this." So yeah, we did CDs heavily. And I would say the interest in cassettes at that point a year ago today is 50% of what it is now. CDs have just dropped. The interest in CD has gone down at least 40%. And cassettes is definitely like if it was a graph, it would look like that. You know what I mean? Like and you can see where
Yeah.
the two intersect and now CD's interest is going down and cassette interest is going
Like
up.
crossfade. Yeah.
Yeah. And I see the numbers come. Plus, you saw there's been a huge write up that just got done by Rolling Stone magazine. Here's another thing I do because I'm a freak. I go on YouTube once a week and I type in the word cassette tape and I search by videos within the last week. You go to the advanced search and then I just say, what are people posting in the last week without any algorithm telling me what I should see, just based on numbers on when the video was uploaded to YouTube. What sorts of videos are people putting up on YouTube, even if no one ever sees it? And I have seen a drastic change in because it used to just be a bunch of guys in India saying, "Hello, I will fix your cassette player. Watch me fix it." And you'd find just little random shit like that. Now it's people making fully interactive playlists and AI based, like having 80s 24-hour cassette tape stream. So you have like these people making
Yeah.
these nostalgic environment 24-hour channels. I've seen tons of people just putting reviews up of like, check out this tape I just found. And there's guys like hunting for them in the bins all over the world that are pushing about it. It's changed drastically. And I think we're just
Yeah.
seeing the beginning of it. I don't think it's like the tail end. I think we're just seeing the very beginning of cassette resurgence, honestly.
And what's crazy is we're just seeing the beginning of the resurgence. And at the same time, we're seeing the beginning of the bottleneck of supply.
Oh, yeah.
Almost at the same
Me and Kelsey were talking
at
about that today.
the
Yeah.
same time. It's happening at the same time, and that sucks because it's driving the prices up on so
And
much
which
of
I
it.
don't want to do to you guys. But at the end of the day, just to put you guys in my position, me and Sunset are not making much on each tape. We're not. Like this is my rent is still paid by shows I direct. Like, it's not paid for by because the money that I get from selling this shit goes right back into me buying the next collection and hoping that 10 of those 100 I can sell and I don't end up with another banana box of 90 tapes. And again, that's the thing, and it's just getting harder and harder because now everybody thinks they're fucking eBay. Every garage sale, every
Yeah.
guy at the flea market, they're not stupid, and some are, but the majority they're on their phone and they think, oh, I'll just see what's on eBay.
Yep.
KCX, my banana boxes. It's the only system that works for me, and they are banana. Look, it even has Jaquita on it.
That is awesome.
Because look at it, it
All right.
almost fits perfectly, except that tiny little gap right there. It's just right.
All right. I got to grab some of those. And they got handles.
Oh yeah, and lids. So go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's
Oh
dumpster.
yeah.
They stack them next to them, and I just go there. But you just gotta hot glue them back together. You just put the
All right.
flaps, you hot glue it, and then I take it a step further because I'm a geek. So I take it, I hot glue it, and then if you order these boxes in, these almost fit perfect in the bottom. You just trim off the edge. The new versions I've made of this, I now glue this bottom in so it doesn't fall out. And I am working on another one where I've been painting them black with like roller paint and then having color codes so I can glance around the room and see, oh, there's the green box is this, blue box is country. Because right now it's like, I don't know which cardboard box is which thing.
Sure. There's only times you could write on them with Sharpie.
Oh, gummy, things
All
come
right.
back and the cassette is interesting because there's something interesting about the mechanical aspect of it because CD is, I mean, it's just so like, just look how it's fun, but like, that's it. That was fun. Ooh, it's so shiny. But then, you go to something like this and it's like, you got the open and you got this. And it's like, you got these reels and gears and a pad and it's brass and there's a whole, it's like a little machine. And I think there's something in our lizard brains that humans find interesting about this mechanical little wonder that makes music.
Yes.
I mean, as a kid, I
And
remember that. I
it's
remember just thinking it was more fun to play
and
cassettes.
yeah. Yeah, and you can see it. You can see it like you can't see a record. You just I see it going around. That's it. And I
Yeah.
don't get it. But with the tape, you can kind of I don't know. And being able to be portable at that age for me, in the
Oh, and
late
another great
'80s,
Walkman that slept on. I
it's
see you guys are
huge.
talking about recorders. People have been sleeping on Panasonics. I took this. I bought two of these. One of these I now keep in my personal. I took it with me to LA. I took it on a plane. I beat the crap out of it. I kept it in my pocket. I really wanted to like experiment with it. These Panasonics I found are still pretty affordable on eBay. Anything in the RQ family. The only problem is you have to know how to solder a little bit because the way that the board comes off, you have to desolder 4 pins to then pull the board off. That's the only thing that makes it a little hard, but they sound great. I've had zero issues with their track systems. We have Panasonics. If you see good ones, grab them.
Good to know. Good to know. So here's the player that is selling the best in our store. This is, I assume you
Oh, that's
pronounce
a
this
great one. What are you looking for?
Gracioso CR311, folks. Write that down if you need to.
Upstairs, there's a bunch.
CR311.
Here's an open one. If you'd like to see what it looks like outside of the box, because I just have the same one sitting next to me.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, Bluetooth rechargeable. You're
Yeah, the
not going to
Bluetooth is
be,
why I bought this. I wanted to experiment with the Bluetooth.
and the
And it
rechargeable
works
thing, I
great.
mean, that's amazing. You're not blowing all that money on
Nope.
batteries. It's better for the environment, all that
Yeah,
kind of
it's
stuff.
got USB Type-C right there. It sounds as good as the non-bass boost Sony Walkmans of like 1998, you know, any of the EX lines that were like the cheaper non-sports models, kind of like this. I
We've
think
had
this
we've
is a
had
good,
good feedback from them.
yeah, here's one of them. Like this doesn't have bass boost. So this would be kind of like the entry level Sony. This is like a little higher end than entry level, but no auto reverse. I would say this sounds nearly the same as that, you know, in regards to like quality.
And show them the back of it, how cool the back is. You get to watch the inner workings as it
Oh,
plays.
totally. Oh, the clear. Oh, yeah, you got the belt right
Yeah,
there. You can see the cap stand. There, I'll actually press
yeah,
play.
it's a
See?
very cool design. Yeah, you get to sit and watch it too. It's really cool.
I know I looked on Shenzhen, the company that's making these. There's a guy on YouTube that did a whole breakdown of this company, and he showed that like they're all different names, but they all go back to this one company. And they do have a recordable version of this that they do
Oh,
produce in
really?
small numbers. I would love to get my hands on one of those. Instead of a stop, I think there's a
I
record
sell
button.
them. We put 55 on them in store, but you can get them cheaper than that, folks. That's why I'm just showing you the
Yeah, I
name
think I
because I
paid.
don't need to make money
This
off
was
y'all
Amazon
here.
for, 'cause again, if you guys see right now that there is a,
Yeah,
is it
you
Sharp?
can get this on
No,
Prime
Memorex. So
for like
Memorex
45
just put a thing.
bucks.
Memorex said that they're going to re-release, and they put Memorex. It's the same player. If you see that, if you're looking for the Memorex version of this, they are exactly the same player. Memorex just put their name on it, but you can get that version that he has, or just Grayosco,
Gracioso.
Grayosco. I don't know.
Gracioso.
It's an Italian
Italian.
company. They are making a new cassette player.
Oh my gosh, we've gone an hour. I'm surprised. I'm so proud of us for being able to talk for an hour and not just like dead space this. This is
Oh,
great.
gummy. So again, I have in eBay, I get emails if the word prison cassette player gets listed, because I've been trying to find one that's not beat to shit for years, just for my own personal collection. They are very hard to find with the prison cassette players. I had a prison cassette tape once. I had a Tupac, and those go for a bank if you ever can find legit prison issue tapes too.
Oh, I'm sure.
My cassette player is actually not working. Not the cassette
All right,
itself. But
so I got our last one.
Dad,
Last giveaway. It's a good one, guys. I
Dad,
can tell. I already
is it
saw what
okay
it
if
was.
I use this one?
That doesn't work. Remember, it broke.
No, that one.
That doesn't work.
Which one works?
All right, gonna start. Let's start it. You guys ready? Press start. That one works over there. Here,
Where
go
is it?
go try and play this tape and see if it works. Try Beverly Hills Cop 3. Oh, KCX. So yeah, there is a seller on here. What's his name? You guys ever see his show? All he has is the Nappas on the wall. He knows me if I ever come in there, and he's like, "Hey, Film Play, I got the sealed soundtracks for you." He always starts with sealed soundtracks. His business is like way back time or way back something. He comes on once in a while. He used to be a vendor for the federal prisons. Me and him had a whole conversation about it. He used to make the tapes for prisons. So he'd buy
Oh
them,
wow.
he would recase them. Yes, before Time Shop. Thank you, Ghost. Before Time Shop, he can tell you all about prison tapes. He even has a bunch of Walkman somewhere, and he keeps telling me he's going to pull them out for me. He never has. I think he just doesn't know where they are. But he had a bunch he used to sell to jail until he lost the contract.
Oh wow, that's wild.
It is playing, but there's no sound coming from it.
Did you roll the volume up?
Oh, I'll actually go.
So yeah, Gremlins 2.
Oh, Gremlins 2, that's great. Gremlins 2, that's Joe Dante. He was like one of
Jerry
my dream.
Goldsmith.
He's one of my dream directors as a kid that I'd wanted to like work with, and then I bumped into him at a bookstore in Burbank, and I was like, Michelle was with me, and I've only asked for a photo three times in my life ever with a celebrity, and Michelle took a photo. It's the worst photo of me ever. Like, I still give her shit for it. Like, I could not look worse. I'll never show it to anyone, but it's me and Joe Dante together in a photo. But he directed Gremlins, Gremlins 2, Small Soldiers. He did Explorers. I mean, Joe Dante, he
Well,
did The Burbs.
the
Like, he's
Gremlins 2 writer, I think, was from here.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Because it was so funny that the day that I donated a bunch of my concert posters to the Oklahoma historical state of Oklahoma. It was like a museum thing, and I'm donating all this stuff of mine one day. And it was just so happens that the only other item that was donated and came in the same day as my collection was an actual screen used Gremlins 2 Gremlin.
Oh
And
God, and those are so
full
rare.
animatronic, and so it's sitting in this room, and it's just me and like the guy and the thing, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm one of those people that I'm like already trying to touch everything in this museum, and I'm getting told to leave things alone, leave things alone.
Yeah.
And I'm just staring at it, and he's like, okay, here's the deal. He's like, we haven't actually signed the paperwork, and we haven't actually acquired this yet. I'm like, he's like, we're probably going to sign that paperwork in about an hour. I was like, does that mean I can touch it? And he goes, that means you can touch it. And dude, I got to sit there and just work the shit out of
That's
that thing.
amazing.
And it was
That's so
so
fun.
much fun. Yeah. I got to work at Gremlin. It wasn't Spike or anything like that, but it was a Gremlin.
I don't know, baby. I don't know why you can't fast forward and rewind it. Are we gonna do a repair show right now on why it's not working? Unplug it and bring it here.
Okay.
Figure out why the cassette player is not working. See, I love that he's 10 and he has a full fundamental understanding of CDs. He has no understanding of vinyl. I took him to a record store recently, and because I knew they had Nappas they were selling used ones, and he walks up to their DJ booth and he thinks it's like a CD, so he just goes to like grab the arm and the needle while it's playing. I'm like, no, because they're really high end decks, like those really nice heavy plate ones, like $10,000 players. I need the power plug too. Go grab that. Was it not plugged in this whole time? But yeah, and again, but that's another too, is like this younger generation getting them aware of like the older
I think you
tech.
just fixed it. Oh shit.
Yeah, so prison tapes were interesting because they and again, the Time Shop guy, he told all about how like he would buy them, he would recase them in the clear shells with screws, and then sell them off that way. And that makes complete sense how that works. But the Walkmans, yeah, that was a Sony specific thing that they had to make clear shells for. All right, let me see.
Let's see it. I'm trying to record raw data for
Got 22 in our Givy. That's great.
It won't rewind or fast forward.
Interesting. And this is crazy because this is one of the newest models you can get on Amazon right now. This
There
Jensen.
it goes.
Who's gonna get it? So
Jay Early.
Yeah, you're right. This 100% will not rewind or fast forward. It's crazy. Like, I've had so many problems like this in these new players. Like, I have a new multi-deck unit I have over there. Its cassette player died. See what I did? I just hit it 3 times. Yeah, that is so weird.
Can I look inside the mechanism, see what's happening?
I'll look inside the mechanism, son. Don't worry. All right, I'll look at it later. Move. We got to take it upstairs. Gifts. Move. 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 You're not being a good listener right now.
So how often do we want to do this,
Brian? I don't know, chat. Do you like our random chat about tapes and Q&A? It's kind of like a podcast, more or less, just talking about subjects and tape culture. I mean, here's a big one. So me and Kelsey were talking, because I've been kind of like feeling if she'd want to like maybe we do an episode where it's like you and her, or like it doesn't have to always be just me and you. Like to bring in different buyers, different, because Kelsey's got a whole different approach to tapes. She's worked at a record store for 10 years and she is a whole different animal when it comes to like her acquisition. But like just how like it's viewed, sourced, sold. I think it's totally interesting. So that's an idea. But also we're talking about like new cassette production is another thing me and Sunset have been talking a lot about, doing like small batch stuff for labels. I've been trying to get that ball kind of rolling.
And I just got my setup, so I might try to expand on it a little bit, but I'm about to start working. I just got my master CD mastering deck all, put in the giant case with all the decks and everything, and I'm using Tascams,
Yeah, Tascams are
uh,
great. Yeah, you're talking about the rack mount unit.
302s and 322s. Yeah, the duals.
Yeah, and those have
Um,
remote sync cables, so they can
and
daisy chain.
I have them all daisy chained up, and I'm ready to go. So I can
Yeah, I've
do
seen a
right
few on
now. I can
eBay.
do like 7 at a time. But the remote system will go up to 10 decks, I believe.
Because then so when you look at
Maybe
like
I don't need to
the
leave.
bigger stuff, you end up doing what's known as these large 1/4 inch master reels, where you record like 100 albums on one reel. And then that's when
Right.
if you go on, YouTube and you type in cassette filling machine, you'll see the one it fills it, it adds the leader, it sucks it out, it drops it down, it sucks in a piece, that adds the
How would
leader,
it
cuts
get
it.
you to
It's very like hypnotic to
How would
watch.
it get you to
But that's the other step too, is then going to full like 100 albums on one reel, and then you just cut them up, and then you dish them out from there too. But I would be very game to do like 300 copy releases, of like a very
Yeah.
high end copy of like say Melancholy wanted to come back out on tape, but they only released 500 copies of it. But you paid $80, $100 for the copy because it's so unique, and it has like we said like resin printed full color artwork on the shell, and the case is unique, and it's like a one of a kind, and they'd be numbered. Is kind of the idea that I've been playing with, rather than
Yeah.
trying to just make the same dumb shit, because this is all done by these were done by giant rubber stamps. Like if you're ever bored, they're these type of stamps that come down, they hit a mesh, it lifts from the mesh, and then it lays on top of this. It's ridiculously basic. That's why it all washes off, because it's just an ink stamp.
Yeah.
But the future
Uh,
tapes should be using new technology, which is full resin, color printing, and then you could
well,
literally rub it with alcohol and it wouldn't come off.
we may start doing some short runs, like really short runs of stuff that like never came out on tape, just for kicks,
Oh,
just so
so
people have an opportunity to get them cheap.
I don't know if
You
Zach's
know.
in here, but yeah, me and Zach have been privately designing a Nine Inch Nails album, and I'm only going to release 30 of them. We already have the tapes and everything. I'm almost done with the artwork, making the J card for it. But Nine Inch Nails had an album called Still, which was a super rare limited release. It only came in a box set, which is like, if you can get one now, it's $100, or the disc was mail order. So if you ordered through the mail, they would send you just the disc of Still by itself, and that was it. And I have both versions, but to get it yourself on CD is still $80 for one version or 90 for the other. You can't just get it
Retro
in
Fatty
any
Cat
in any
says
way.
important for copyright.
So here, retro. So again, I had this conversation with my media lawyer. I asked her, I'm like, all right, so if I am taking my existed own material and I put it onto a cassette tape, is that considered infringement? And she said, no, that's considered backing up it's no different than taking a Blu-ray and putting it on your hard drive for your Plex server. I said, it's just the other direction, right? And she's like, yes. I said, so if I were to sell these albums that never existed on tape that we made, would it be considered a backup of an album they already own? Yes, but they would have to own it, which means one of two things. One, they have to send me a photo of like the album that they own it, and then I'd sell it to them. Or two, I sell them the CD. Like pretend I made this, I'd have to sell them this and the CD together as a set. And then that would be a backup of the album they just bought. That is the legal loophole to do that. Still vinyl, there's a guy that did it, Zach. It is expensive, but a guy already beat me to that. Yeah, a guy did still on vinyl. It's really expensive, but he did a small batch of, I think, 200, I think. Draco, I love that loophole. And Noose is also a loophole. Oh, you have one? Yeah, yeah. Did you listen to it? I've heard the guy did a good job with it. This is all day, every day, for
Well, I'm
anyone that
thinking
doesn't have
about
children.
playing with because no one can afford to actually own one. The first Tool demo.
Oh, there is a small batch. I saw reproductions of that. The one that has like the keychain looking tool. It looks like a wrench.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There is a couple decent reproductions out there, but like,
Are
I'll
there?
give you an example. I'll show you a good bootleg,
Red Hot.
and it is by Death
Red
Grip.
Hot Chili Peppers.
Stop. Chill out. All right, so Death Grips. If you know this tape, The original of this was released, I think, at Coachella or whatever. It's like a $900 tape. If you go on eBay and you type in Death Grips, the money store, when I first got it, I got excited, but then I realized I can't prove this isn't original, but my gut tells me it's not. But this is an excellent reproduction to the point where like it's the stamping is beautiful, the artwork is great, and it matches, an unattainable tape to the point where you can feel like, you can own one. And yet the originals of these are sometimes up to $1,000. So yeah, I mean, if you
And
make small batch
we
stuff for
have one of those
reproduction,
too.
but yeah, again, there's no marking, there's no date, there's no anything. So I can't be like, oh, it's a bootleg. For all I know, this is actually legit, and I'm just like treating it like a bootleg. Like I think even in the store, I have my price tag is a question mark. Like I don't know, so I just leave it in there.
Yeah, it's wild. But no, anything we would do would be, full disclosure and everything like that.
Oh,
So
100%. And I love the idea too of albums
yeah,
that never existed too.
yeah.
Like
Only if
that to me is
and that's
great.
the thing, because just doing something. I mean, anything just doing over is just that's to me that's just really boring. I mean, there's already
Ross is
something
asking
out
if there's
there.
anything we wouldn't sell. I have a factory sealed copy, 1978, of the Elephant Man score by David Lynch, soundtrack sealed. I probably would never sell that because I will never find that again. Um, but other ones, like if they're, here's the thing: if you listen to it a bunch and you've had your time with it and you enjoy it and you know you're never going to revisit it, move it on, move it on to somebody else. Like I have a Massive Attack tape. It took me so long to find it. It's US issue, Massive Attack, impossible to find. I've listened to it probably 4 or 5 times. I know I'm not going to listen to it again for a couple years. Like I've done it. Like, I've kind of overdid it listening to it, that I should now
Yeah,
probably let it move on to the next home. And I know there's lots of people looking for real US press Massive Attack. Like I bet in all your tapes, Trey, you don't have one US Massive Attack in that whole room. Like they're
no,
impossible to find.
no. And I'm just excited that in the order that's coming right now that I actually have a Massive Attack import because that's cool because I don't even see those.
No, yeah, in the
So
imports I've
I'm
seen
thrilled to
before, but
see
when
the import.
have you sold other? No, the Raekwon purple tape is, yeah, that's the only one I have. It's just the purple tape.
Call you. I'm calling you, Dad.
It's Chef Raekwon, right? Yeah, right here. You're talking about that one, right? I think that's the tape he's talking about. Yeah, I've sold it once. I have one more. I have one other one of it.
And then, wow, got 32 people in here. This is fantastic. But I need a smoke break.
Are you on your phone?
Yeah,
Just walk your phone outside.
I might as well. It's so weird,
I'm like,
but
what are you
okay.
doing?
If you're on your phone, you are the phone.
I quit smoking real cigarettes, God, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
Makes them single
I heard somebody
I had to go
refer to
digital.
them. I heard somebody refer to them as analogs the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing."
See, I never got into it going like, I'm gonna quit smoking. No, I just said I need to transition from carcinogenic burning to digitized burning.
There you go. Whatever works. Um, yeah, so we
Oh,
also
is your
sent
box
in a
still
bunch
playing?
of stuff to get graded, and I figured we could, when I get my stuff in, we could do a little show about,
Oh, totally.
I can unbox 23 items that I sent in, and that's going to
Shayna's
be
got a
wild. I have
so
no idea what kind of grades I'm going to get.
so Shayna just put in that she would not know the difference between a bootleg and a real one. Never heard of the artist, and that's another good point. Comes down to trust factor. There are shady people that will sell shit and just try to get a buck because they don't care. And finding people that are
private?
yes
Okay.
that are passionate about product, it's hard, man.
Someone's calling you.
It
It's called
some
work.
people just don't care. They're just flipping
Their
product.
name
But other people, yeah, if I can ever figure out something's a boot, I won't sell it. Or if I do,
It's your husband.
it'll be like this is a bootleg, full knowing they're like I've sold bootlegs that I got and I sold them I ran them for $1 each, just because I'm like they're funny, 'Cause if you guys know anything about like the West LA culture and the South LA culture of the 90s, there were so many boot companies that were running out of like, at a convenience stores and stuff, and they were using like hand stamps and stuff, and those are kind of cool because
Oh
there's a
yeah,
history to them.
for sure. I'm trying to read a few of these things in the chat here
Space,
too.
I have had one boot Nirvana hit me that I thought was legit. And I've noticed that it wasn't a bootleg J card, it was a bootleg tape. So somebody's probably just gotten access to like J cards, because the J cards are the hardest part. And I can tell you personally, because I've spent 6 months perfecting like reproduction J cards, and I'm still nowhere near where I would, say I'm excellent at it. They're hard because they were very
Wow.
specific big print machines. Most of them were silk screen. They weren't printed. They were like 12 color silk screen on cardboard, so it's not like inkjet printers are a whole different animal. Yeah, Nirvana's bootlegged. I mean, I'd say hip hop stuff's the most bootlegged, hands down. I see the most
Yeah,
hip hop tapes bootlegged.
agreed. We get more bootlegged hip hop in our collections than anything else.
The
And it
one thing
sucks
that's
because
not
we'll get
bootleg,
excited and we just
soundtrack.
toss it. I have to agree. I haven't seen any like Goonies bootlegs yet.
Dude, that's a tape that only because you guys know Toothpaste King? Because he knows I was looking, he found one, and he made a decent chunk off it, but he still sold it for cheaper than eBay. But he gave me first dibs in a private message, and I was like, "Yep, that's the only reason I have Goonies in my personal, is it is such a hard tape to find."
I think we sold one for 40, and that was like 4 months ago. It's been a while. It's
Yeah,
probably
it's
gone up
between
since
40
then.
and 80, depending on the condition.
Wild, just wild.
Well, it's interesting, Rem, because you have piracy, then you have bootleg. Now,
And then you have unofficial.
yeah, and unofficial. I mean, come on, man! Like, there's a great album by 9 Inch Nails. That Which one is it? So Purest Feeling. If you ever interested, look up 9 Inch Nails Purest Feeling. It was a bootleg of Pretty Hate Machine that includes songs that Reznor never wanted to see the light of day because they're awful. And it's funny because like I've talked to his people, I've met people that have worked with him, and I've always tried to get a message, be like, hey, tell him to play Purest Feeling, because it's the one song he's never played live because it's so terrible. But the only reason we as the public know that song exists is because of an unofficial. So unofficials, I'll sell those no problem, because I think those are up there, in rarity, and they're interesting. It's when people try to make shitty copies that I have an issue with. Oh, but just the song, Zach, it's a terrible song. Purest Feeling, and like the saxophone's playing. It's goofy. It's fun. So here I am. Here I am with the chair. But you guys, I'm glad you guys like this. We were just kind of experimenting. It's doing like general cassette chat with people. What would be fun too is I take this up and we could do like maybe like a call-in thing, so people could like call in and come in as a guest and talk, and then we could bring them in and out. That'd be kind of fun. Or Gummy or Moldy is another great one. Moldy, yeah, exactly. I tell people all the time, dude, I trust a tape that's been played over and over a million times more than I trust a sealed tape. Because a sealed tape is a circle that's been sitting in a solid position in God knows what environment for 30 to 40 years, or something that's been moved regularly, even if it's once every 10 years, it's still something. But again, a lot of people are just buying this shit for clout. That's why I always give the horror guys crap when they come into my room, like, hey, you got Nightmare on Elm Street, you got blah blah blah. I'm like, fuck you, dude. You saw some shit on TikTok, and you're trying to build a little shelf in your mom's basement of horror VHS just to show off, because they're not good movies. Same with Ween, exactly. Ween and horror movies skeeve me out because it's a fad shit, and I hate it. Yeah, Rem.
So I think the sealed stuff, especially the graded stuff, is about to find its market in about 3 weeks.
Well, I don't know if you saw that Rewind grading, they went under, and because it was only AMG and Rewind Media.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about doing a grading company at one point. We had kind of lightly talked, because that means there's only AMG now. that officially does cassette
Rewind
tapes.
with their players and everything. They went under, huh?
Yeah. So the Rewind grading, their website's gone. They haven't updated their Instagram in forever. It leaves
Wow.
an opening for competition because if anybody came in at a cheaper price, because right now it's what, like $60 a tape plus shipping, so you end up like $80 a tape,
It's
low
like
end.
50 in the shipping. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot, and they'll give you, a little deal like if you get 9 done, they'll give you the 10th one for free and stuff like that,
Yeah, that's cool.
which helps a little bit, but you're still paying a lot. And, I'm not exactly sure what the supplies cost or anything, but come mid-July, Eminem is selling off his collection, his childhood collection, I believe, which
He's
is
got a
sealed and
huge
graded.
collection.
So he's selling that through Golden Auctions out in LA, which is the biggest auction house when it comes to collectibles.
I did not
And
know he
I
was
think
selling
when
off his
that
collection.
drops, when that drops, I'm not sure if it's all of it, but I think he's selling off part of his collection. I think it's part.
You
I don't
know, a
think he's
guy like
getting
that
out or
has
anything
3
like
of
that.
everything.
So
He's like
he's
like El Guatero. He has 3 of everything.
I would think so. So he is going to do a big sale, and what we're going to do is we're going through the exact same auction house. We're going to go through Golden as well out in LA,
Smart.
and we're going to come in right after Eminem and bring our stuff up, especially because we have some really good hip hop in there as well.
Yeah, we should definitely do a stream when you get that box because I mean, just that. I mean, what do you think the most? I mean, the most recognizable, valuable tape would probably be what, that Deftones.
That or the XDR Dark Side.
See, I wouldn't know that was. I didn't know that. Is that a rare version?
We had $500 on it just in store before grading. So the XDRs are they're really, that's what everybody wants on Pink Floyd. So
I think I sold
sell
one
El
probably
never
for
has.
$10, not knowing this.
The regular ones are like 10, 15, but the
Yeah.
XDRs always hit our cases. They're 2025s. And a sealed XDR is just crazy rare. I don't know if there's ever been one on the open market.
And that's the thing too. It's like your soundtrack sealed right now. Like the only reason those exist is because they were sitting somewhere for 3 decades. And then
Right.
same deal with, you'll see the market get
Ours was
flooded. Like they got flooded with the bone tapes, those red ones got flooded
Right.
because somebody found a collection of those.
What we had found was a BMG distributor. On that
That's why.
particular
Yeah,
buy.
yeah.
We found a BMG distributor. And they had obviously already gone through and pulled the things that they
Oh, I'd be
knew
so
would be
curious
big
what you
ones.
didn't see. That's what I'd love to see the
Yeah.
pile that they didn't show you.
Right. Well, I have a feeling that pile probably got sold off.
Yeah.
A year or two ago. So we ended up buying like almost 5,000 sealed tapes on that run, and that was in Iowa.
But that's a good
And I
example
would
we're talking
say
about. You have to buy bulk like that to get inventory to sell.
90%, maybe more. We are just recycling for the cases.
Yep.
And right there alone, if I just recycled the whole thing, 5,000 tapes, that'd be worth $2,500 almost. It'd be worth $2,000 at least in just recycled cases.
What is
For
sunk
me
cost?
saving money.
Sunk cost? Can you go into sunk cost just to start up the Sunset store?
Into sunk cost?
Retro.
Well, I'm not even sure what that means, but if he means like how bad was it to start this, like financially wise or something?
Startup cost. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I can't
Startup
start
cost.
your deal. Mine's in my basement, so we're very different animals in that regard.
Well, mine started in my screen printing store, and we just started putting a couple racks up front just for kicks, and we thought it was funny, and then we got some more racks, and then people started actually coming in and buying them, and then we got some more racks, and then we ended up figuring out we needed a store. And I'm really smart as far as like when it comes to like not incurring debt.
It's just hard
I
to
will
do.
take it slow and I will grind it out. I'll put in those hours and I'll keep reinvesting every single cent back into it. and let it do its own thing. So I've actually built this with no debt, and that's been the only reason we survive. Is that we don't have like some
Gummy, are
loan
you
that
talking
we're
about
paying off.
obscure band tapes? Like, buying those on the cheap? 'Cause you don't any of it. Yeah, oh, totally. And again, I sell those sometimes and I don't know what I'm selling because I sometimes it's so hard to price everything out. I have a whole box of just random tapes like that because it's like they're indie bands or, one-off, releases or stuff that was sold at like, at a concert, at a table. So you'll find those kind of quite a bit.
For sure.
Yeah, and then but
A
that
lot
then
of the
leads me
things
to
that
like
I
you end
listen
up with
to and
this
I'm after are not
because you have this thing called the death pile, and I love the whole death pile thing because it's like I call it like a death box. And literally it's like I have like random like when I'm because when I'm sitting here I can just kind of throw it over in it. But yeah, you end up with stuff like, 2 centuries of romance, and then you get like your rocks, and then you have like random German tapes that's like German yodeling. And there's no way to look up value of some of these because some of them just don't exist in any sort of database anymore.
right.
Like this guy, like what is that? Like who is light installation? And it's a nice red tape. There's no barcode. I can't find much about, but again, I've not spent enough time digging. So anytime I find those kind of things, they end up just kind of in like the sugar plastic. Like that's another kind of oddball. But once in a while, I will kind of go through these on show, and then somebody's like, "Oh, that's blah blah blah," and like you learn all about it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love
So
the random ass tape. Like, what is it? What do you do with it? Most people I just throw it away. I can't bring myself to do that. Like the downsiders. Who are the downsiders? The cool, decently made indie tape, but they're a band called the Downsiders.
we had a
Kelsey's here. I told her we were doing. I'm surprised you're still awake. It's 10:30.
nice. We had a guy come in just last week, and he just said, "I just want everything you have that looks like it's an old punk demo tape." And so I was like, "All right, give me like 10 minutes." And I pulled my chair up to the wall. This was during an auction because it was slow. I was like, "Screw it, this is what I'm doing." And I pulled out and found like damn near like 30 just weird handmade punk thing. And I was like, I have no idea. $5 a piece. You buy
All right,
them all,
guys. We're gonna do
and I
another
went for it.
giveaway because I'm doing this random box. It's a
Oh my
factory
gosh.
sealed copy of the bagpipes and drums of Scotland.
That's the true banger of the night.
Are you ready? This is the
It's the
next
true
giveaway.
bang.
It's running. Get in there. Factory seal. I keep telling your
Oh my
story. I
gosh.
just saw it as you were talking.
Why did we stop at 4? All right, there's 7. Come on. We hit like 20 something last
I
time.
bet you this sounds. Look, there's an island. He's in full garb. I bet you it sounds like Braveheart on steroids. That's the giveaway. Factory seal.
How's he gonna get out
there.
to that castle? He's gonna need a boat. Maybe he's gonna play his way out there.
Oh yeah, I've had people come in too looking for like the kind of grunge indie band tapes, and I find it hard to get rid of that stuff because you can tell somebody put a lot of time into that. They gave a shit, and then it's like just to throw it away. It kind of like it fucks with my head. But again, it's like what do you do with it? And that's kind of gets us to that other point. Is like you end up with just so like who is this? Like here's the beginning. Total
Never
indie.
seen that.
Yeah, but you can see it's on like a Memorex tape. But they look how much time they put into that J card and stuff.
I'm telling you, there's people that's we have them come in. That's all they're looking for. We get those customers.
I also love when I find the tapes that came with cars, like the Cadillac tape and the Buick tape and the old Firebird
Chrysler tape.
Yeah,
we've got a Chrysler one. I can see it right here. It's great.
So it's like, I mean, I was a DeLorean guy for years. Like I owned one. I restored a couple with a couple guys. And there is a DeLorean tape that came with the first batch of cars that hit in '81. And no DeLorean owner I know has one. Like it's like a unicorn. So if anybody ever sees a DeLorean tape that came. It would have been a Craig Audio System DeLorean tape, because that Craig Audio supplied the tape deck for the car.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's wild.
It's really rare, but it's one of those
What
things that
year-
like one
what
day I
year
hope
is
to
that?
find randomly. Guys, get in the giveaway. It is a factory sealed copy
What-
of Bagpipes of Scotland. Wait, sorry. The Bagpipes and Drums. I'm going to read it to you. Amazing Grace, Ravel. It's, I want you to be surprised.
Oh,
Do I ever
It's your
stop
late
organizing
Father's
tapes
Day
when I talk?
gift.
No, I don't, Derek. Oh, God, I dropped one.
the
That
sound
poor
of
indie
dropping
band.
tapes haunts me in my sleep. Broken cases.
Yeah, then it's like I have another box. It's just random sealed tapes that aren't like that good, but I can't like you're like, here's Tangerine Dream, 220 volts live sealed. Here's like some Mozart rock thing sealed. There's Enya sealed. There's Berlin sealed. They're not like banger tapes, but they're not like junk either. So it's hard. It's like, what do I do with some of these? Like Lisa Loeb Tales with the hype sticker.
I like
sealed.
all of your use of the United States Postal Service's.
Well, this is
priority
how I
mail
started
boxes.
before banana boxes.
Oh, I love it. I love that you have multi uses for their boxes.
Also, if anybody that buys from me in shipping, I recycle all the flat rate boxes that get mailed to me from shows and other places, because the large USPS flat rate box, if you fully unfold it, the rectangles are all uniform. Every single piece of it's the exact same size. And they are exactly the perfect dimensions for a tape. So you lay it in the one rectangle, because one box will give you 12 shipping slips. To then take it, roll it, tape it, and then you have about an inch on each side of padding to then flip and fold, so you get crush resistance on both sides, and then you have full padding surround, and then you can bubble mail it. You don't need a box. That's how we used to mail for the record labels. Like they had a rule about how to send returns back at the record store I worked at, and that was the rule. They told us it has to be wrapped in cardboard, need 1 inch on each side, and then just put it in an envelope. And I was like, that's how the labels do it? Yeah, and the tapes never fucked up that way.
Interesting.
Hmm?
Oh, I don't even want to try to get into how much we spend on shipping materials.
I started with boxes. I stopped doing it because I realized like there's a method to the madness for the way labels. If the record label's doing it this way, that's the best way, because they are cheap asses and they want their product to not break. That's why Digipacks ended up coming out, is because they got sick of all the returns for broken shipped jewel cases. It wasn't because they
Sure.
wanted to make it look better. They wanted something they could step on and
It
it wouldn't
wasn't
crack.
actually the eco-friendly.
No, it was because they got sick of the record stores mailing product back that got damaged in shipping.
Oh, gummy, we definitely do.
Oh, dude, Gummy, I recycle
Becky,
a lot
where
of
you
bubble
at?
wrap. Becky, congratulations, Becky. You're getting giveaway Scotland. I hope you open it and rock out to it, because it's unique. I did sell this once before open, so I do know what it actually sounds like. It sounds really good.
Oh, that's great.
Becky,
I keep
yeah.
a wall of tapes that are not for sale, that are my ridiculous tapes. And I made the mistake of one show very early on, and good grief, I can't even remember who it was. They don't even come around anymore. But I showed it off, and they talked me out of my Smurfs tape, and it's haunted me ever since. It bothered me. I ended up messaging them later. I can't remember who it was. Messaging them later saying, "Man, it's really bothered me that you talked me out of my Smurfs tape." You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
for
so I
$5 or
regretted-
whatever it was. You know, I was like, I did not want to sell that,
because that'll haunt you. I mean, even Kelsey, I bet, has sold something she wished she hadn't sold. We all have. When I first got into cassette tapes, I had an original James Horner score for Legends of the Fall on tape, and I just did not know how rare it was. And I sold it for a decent amount, but then I'm like, I'll just go buy another one. It took me 7 months, and it wasn't eBay. It was, V's Tees. She sells T-shirts and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
She does a lot
yeah,
of horror
yeah.
tape. She found me one and messaged me because she knew I'd been looking for it. And bless her, because and I bought it
Wow.
from her right away. And I will never sell it again. Like I just didn't. I was so inexperienced at that point to realize that there are such a rarity of certain tapes that you're not just going to get another one right away.
Kelsey wants a
eBay or
demo
anything.
on that wrap up job.
All right, hang on. I'll show you. I'll grab all the material. I actually have one I can just do quick. 'Cause I'm working on shipping for Monday as we were speaking. Wait, you're on a tablet. I'll just bring the tablet over. I'm so used to being in my normal show setup where I can't move it. Here, hang on.
Here we go.
We're on a
All
a
right.
quick release plate here too. All right, hang on. All right, so I was actually doing shipping earlier today. If you guys would like to see how Film Play handles shipping, this is our main breakdown. Everything's done by sale, by person, then it's categorized, it's checked, everything is double inspected so that we can, how do I flip this camera? There we go. So it's done that way so then I can do a secondary inspection for pads because I have a nice medical grade kind of overheads and I can really see reflections. So we have like everybody gets their pile, like here's Spy's pile. These people requested extras because he bought this, so I'm just going to include one for free for him. But then, you know, and so on, like higher end deals, I'll add that. L bought that sealed Terminator.
Oh my
But
gosh.
then I keep everything here pre-cut. So this is going to be for more than 4. If it's 4 cassette tapes, it goes into a long box like this. This is all Lily, by the way. She just grabs my shipping supplies, which are nice here, and she throws them on the floor. But this will hold perfectly 4 tapes, and then we can cardboard roll it. If it's less than 4, we do a single like that. And that, again, is a large flat rate that somebody sent me. So, I mean, and it's nice that I get to just recycle it. But how am I going to do this with one hand?
You got kids. Give them
Yeah, and he was here the whole time, completely like antagonizing, and now he's gone.
He's gone.
Hilarious. Look, I have a mount right here. Here we go. Let's do it. Hang on, I'm gonna put you in this mount. There we go. All right, you can see, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So let's see whose order came in here. We're gonna pack up West Temp. He got just a Def Leppard tape. So I got his label, put it there. You can see the single cassette fits perfect right there. So I'll take it, fold it over once, fold it over again, flip it, fold, fold, fold. And now you're a 1/4 inch of cardboard thick right there. Like, I mean, you could almost stand, you'd have to stand on that to crack it. General just bumping it around is not going to hurt it. And then what I do is I just fold down one side like that, and I'll fold down the other side like that. And now, like as hard as I want to hit that, it's not going to hurt the tape whatsoever. Then because I'm a paranoid bastard, I do 2 layers of, and I purposely love the color. So we do a pink internal and a green external. It gives you those 90 vibes. So this is just for water. So then water protection is the poly bag. And that just means that if your mailman leaves it outside or if it's in a pile somewhere and it gets wet. And then the 3rd layer of protection is a bubble. And I'll do this for up to 3 tapes. After 3 tapes, then we go to a black poly bag. And it gets, we go a larger size. And boom, just like that. That's how you're gonna, handle. And this will take a complete fucking beating all day long. And down it goes in the box. So like that'll get that same treatment, but then these will be medium flat rate, medium flat rate, medium flat rate. He'll be large flat rate, medium or large flat rate, medium flat rate. And then the rest of the 1/2s will all be done exactly the same way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm glad I saw that. That was great.
Oh,
When does
Kelsey
someone
gave me
get
this.
taste?
Lily attacked it. I had to move it over here, but it's a giant VHS tape of flatliners. But I had to move it
Oh
over
my
here so
gosh.
she would stop attacking it.
That is amazing. How tall was that thing?
Oh, it was a movie theater standee for flatliners, and the other side is pump up the volume. It's super cool.
Oh, turn that sucker over.
See, I wanted Flatliners. I love both movies, but I mean, Flatliners to me is, I mean, the same guy that directed it, Joel Schumacher. He directed Lost Boys. Like
Yeah,
Flatliners and Lost Boys are just two of his best movies.
I'm a huge pump up the volume. They did a midnight screening of that a few months ago here in Tulsa, and sold out show. The place was a riot. It was great.
Nobody's getting tased. Ram, you're so funny.
Kelsey, I'm flatlining right now.
No, Flatliners is a great concept where all medical students killing themselves to see, what the afterlife's like and then bringing each other back. So fucked up
Yeah.
and dark. I love it. Oh, I am. I'm wearing it, and this is an original 1989 one too. The movie came out in 87 or 86, but yeah, this was like 2 years after the movie came out. What's the point of owning Grail shirts if you don't wear it? Like, I mean, I come from the classic car guys, and it's the same deal. Like, drive it. Tapes, play them. If you don't play your tapes, they're just going to break. Like, you have to have them move. Psych loves them. Psych loves Lost Boys. He's more of a Peter Pan Lost Boys, though. Did you know in the original script they were supposed to be little kids, but Warner Brothers said we are not having a bunch of child vampires that are killing people, so they upped it to teenagers. Would have been a totally different movie having a bunch of like 8 and 10-year-old kids attacking people in Santa Clara, California.
I'm rocking my Sunset Club shirt too, Spy.
Yeah, I got yours upstairs too. Problem is, like, I'll wear a shirt for 2 or 3 days and then I'll change it out. I go by Einstein. Einstein had 7 of the same outfit. Like, the older I get, the more I realize, like, I just want 7 of the same everything, and just swap them out.
Too. Yeah, very utilitarian.
Like, if you find, like, I just like this pair of pants, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm good, done. That's all I ever need. 7 of that, call it a day.
Socks, everything. It can happen.
Anybody else in the chat have any other questions? Kelsey, are you still in here?
I've still got a ton of shipping to do tonight. Woo.
Oh, dude, so that's just shit. The one, if you're like, this is just last night's show. You know what I mean? Like this, then I'll do all. Cause I never ship 2 shows at the same time because I never want to risk mixing sales on accident.
Yeah.
Because I take things upstairs. Like I take them. I have an archival scanner. So if I need any of the J cards that I need scanned, it runs through a automated belt system that is used for museums. So it's not like a flatbed scanner. It's designed to feed in with rollers, and it scans both sides at the same time. It's designed for like giant movie posters and stuff. But I feed it through there, back that up as a full uncompressed PDF file with both sides embedded into it, recase it, inspect the pads, CDs are resurfaced that need it, and then everything comes back downstairs. So that's the problem, is I wouldn't want to risk cross-contamination between shows especially if you sell 2 of the same thing. And that could easily fuck up. And they may not know it, and who cares? But yeah, I just wouldn't want to gamble that kind of shit. I've never seen a shirt for Mannequin. I would love one that just says Hollywood, and it's got the the main actor, and it's just him saying Hollywood.
Just the sunglasses.
Yeah, she got banned for life from Paramount from ever working on a Paramount film when she did Star Trek 3. Kim Cattrall. She got caught doing inappropriate things on the bridge of the Enterprise after they stopped filming Star Trek 2. No, sorry. Yeah, she's in Star Trek 5? Yeah, she's in 5. She plays a Vulcan, Star Trek 5. Before Sex in the City. And after Mannequin.
Wait.
Legendary link up. Oh, look it up. Look up Kim Cattrall Star Trek. You'll find there's a whole write-up about all the shit that happened on set with her, and they had to like kick her off the set, and it was awful.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. Wasn't she in Porky's?
I've never seen Porky's. Another movie.
I think she was the gym teacher or something like that.
It's funny, like during COVID, I had downtime, and I'm like, that's when I kind of found like windows to watch movies. I finally watched The Godfather. I'd never seen The Godfather. Like I put that on. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
this is
gosh.
awful. This whole movie's a fucking wedding. What are people loving about this movie? Yeah, they're at a wedding. It's a guy at a table. Keeps going.
Porky's hysterical.
Yeah, so I just sold that 80s. I had the Jeff Goldblum. You're talking about the Cronenberg version, right? Because there's 3 versions of The Fly. There's the original, black and white. There's the Vincent Price version, and then there's the Jeff Goldblum, directed by Cronenberg. Yeah, Cronenberg version's perfection. It's awesome.
Maryland's
Dude, you
on a
Manson fan, you
roll.
found Manson tapes? That's amazing. Those are so hard to find. Well, dude, Ninth Gate, anything that piece of shit director made. He again, Roman Polanski. I can't even get into him, man. From the Manson murders all the way up to his fucking court cases and shit. Yeah.
Mentors? Damn.
It's not a good movie. And even Rosemary's Baby is not that good of a movie. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not. It's a cool concept, but it was nothing special.
This is our kind of podcast show. 13 not we're not selling anything on the show.
We're just
But if
giving
you
we're just giving
want
away
to
bagpipe
catch me in my
music on
next
tape.
show, it's got $10 on it. Message me. I can throw it up on a Buy It Now for you. Well, Phil, I'm gonna have to call it here at the top of the hour, probably. Oh, my earbuds died. I think. Oh, something happened. I bet they died. Hello?
How about now?
Can't hear anything. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna call it anyway. I think my battery died on that. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, mine aren't doing anything. Something happened.
Oh well, we did an hour.
We did 2.
We too. Oh my god. Time flies when you're giving away bagpipe tapes, talking about tapes. All right, we'll do this again, and then maybe we'll swap it out with we'll talk to other whatnot sellers. They want to hop on, and again,
Now pack up that jacket.
if I'll make a deal, I'll put it in my will. I said, find Remd 3. He can have he can have my hoodie. All right, guys.
And Maryland,
Let's see who's
Maryland
here.
messaged me on the Maryland tapes, and 13 messaged me on Mentors. Good to go. Hey, appreciate that, Zach. Folks, this was fun. We'll do it again, and maybe in a week or 2.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate it. I'll give you updates on some other stuff coming up too in the pipe. And I want to hear. Let me know what you get for more of those Indos.
For sure. Who we raiding into?
Toothpaste King.
Nice. What's
All right,
he
guys,
doing?
thanks.
He's running. Okay, he's running the whole collection. Have fun.
Let's go.